The stage set at glittering BC Place Stadium in Vancouver.
In many ways, the Grey Cup game is the culmination of a journey.
Well, this is it.
For us players, it represents 5 grueling months of battle and a lifetime of sacrifice. For the fans, the journey may be across the street or across the country. But for the father and son in Section 442, Row FF, Seats 1 and 2, this was a journey marked by adversity, courage, and random kindness.
It was almost like it's over. We made it.
8 months of torture. It was just good to finally be away from all that and be having a good time.
The 99th Grey Cup game is underway from Vancouver.
Ready, down, set, hot.
For as long as he can remember, Austin Frykes has had a passion for football.
It was something I really wanted to try, and I ended up just loving it. I like everything about it.
He tries to get involved in a game at school or with his buddies whenever he can. But yeah, that's his love for sure.
Oh, look at him go.
Austin's father, Todd, introduced him to the game as a child, but the field was pretty much the only place they got along. When Austin was 6, his parents divorced and Todd moved out. As Austin got older, their relationship deteriorated.
They didn't have a relationship then. Yeah, it was all negative. That's all I ever heard. It was a constant fight all the time.
He'd be lecturing me about school or anything he could find.
I wanted to have that closeness with my boys, but, I still wanted their respect.
Maybe he'd go once a week, and then it went to once every 2 weeks, and then it'd be once a month.
I didn't get to see them as much and be as a bigger part of their life than I really wanted to be.
It just wasn't really working.
But in the fall of 2010, things changed forever with a single phone call.
I had boils on my legs, just kind of like red spots, and I went to get a bone marrow biopsy.
And a doctor phoned me, Dr. Pritchard phoned me on a Thursday night at exactly 7:42. And he said, I've never done this before, but I have to phone you because your son has AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia, and you need to be at the hospital first thing in the morning. Then they told us that Austin had an 18% chance of survival.
Literally the next morning, Austin and his parents checked into what would be their new home for the next 8 months. And the father and son who could not get along were suddenly inseparable.
I couldn't get rid of him. He was there all the time.
Hey, Dad. How's it going? Big Pappy.
Any father that's worth being a father, that's his place to be.
He was staying by my side, even if he couldn't help anything. He was just there, just anything I needed.
I want the T-Rex.
Nice.
The first cycle of chemo was okay. And it was the second cycle. Austin got we don't know what happened. He got a virus, he got something of some sort. And then that night, by 3 o'clock in the morning, we almost lost Austin.
And I just had this thought that we were going to get through this. Somehow we were going to get through this. And that was like one of the first times that, maybe we're not.
He was just really scared. And he thought he wasn't going to make it. All I remember was saying is, help me. I said, I'm too scared.
As a last resort to save his life, Austin received a stem cell transplant. Umbilical cord blood from a newborn baby girl was injected through tubes into his heart. 4 long months after the transplant, Austin was finally released from the hospital.
It was a good day.
I work for a company called Corks, and we have this award, and it's called the Blue Ocean Award. One of my submissions just happened to be one of the grand prize winners, and I found out that I had gotten 2 tickets to the Grey Cup and 2 nights at a hotel. I decided instead of taking myself, that I should make a donation and find someone worthy of that prize.
Jason Hockley phoned and asked me if I knew somebody who could use a pair of Grey Cup tickets. So many other kids flashed, their teams flashed through my mind, but Austin, you know, yeah.
I couldn't think of anyone better to share a sweet Grey Cup experience of some football than with my dad.
I do remember getting a call from Austin saying, "Hey, Dad, we're going to the Grey Cup." And I go, "What?" And he says, "Yeah." I think he was pretty excited to be able to ask me to, and I was a very proud moment as a dad.
But the tickets and hotel were just the beginning. Jason's friend Stephanie Gilson was able to arrange free flights. My teammate, Dean Valley, got Austin a signed jersey. And when Todd and Austin arrived in Vancouver for Grey Cup Saturday, they were picked up in Commissioner Mark Cohan's private car and taken to BC Place.
I just got to go right through with my dad, and we got to walk on the field.
Mr. LaPolice came over, the coach with the Bombers, and real nice gentleman. I mean, Buck Pierce, Austin and him got this great picture together.
He got to meet the cheerleaders. He was very happy about that.
Oh, the cheerleaders. Don't even get me started on the cheerleaders.
The next day, father and son watched their hometown Lions pull off a historic Grey Cup win.
And the BC Lions have brought it home. They're the 2011 Grey Cup champions.
It was an awesome experience. I'm really glad we got to share that together.
I think that's one of those father-son type moments, you know, and we just hadn't had the opportunity to do a lot of that kind of stuff. I had a pretty big smile that day. Yeah.
Bring it.
I watched their relationship change through everything. Austin definitely learned that his dad has always been there for him and always in his best interest, you know. I think they learned how to be men together. Austin's really proud of him, I think, now.
It was just good to have a good relationship with my dad again.
You know, I really relish every day that, you know, he's here with us now. I don't take it for granted. He knows that I love him to death, and I know that he feels the same way.